Hello again, welcome back to another daily Binding of Isaac Repentance. I was I was checking to see if I was recording or not, and I wasn't. Thank God I caught myself. I'm on the second floor right now. It's a daily. Playing as Lilith. Mega Satan looks like. Anyways, I went on a little bit of a talk about as daylight savings time. Changed my clocks. I would change at least one of my clocks, and I had to change my computer clock stuff because I don't have a CMOS battery. And I was just about to finish talking about that until I realized, do I even have my recorder on? And I didn't. So, anyways, so I was trying to go back to this now, kind of bring up to speed about daylight savings time. I had to fix the time on here again, because I guess there was daylight savings time on the computer, and then it's like, oh yeah. And it went backwards instead of, well, I mean, it's supposed to go backwards, but it went further backwards than it should be. So, I go and fix that. It's just a CMOS battery I got to replace. Very minor thing, very inexpensive. I've just been lazy. So every time I go in, I change the BIOS stuff, and then that's all I have to do, is change the BIOS stuff. But then it takes a lot of time, it accumulates time, so I might just have to get the CMOS batteries at some point. And I was talking to someone last week and kind of jotted some memories too with daylight savings time happening. That Native American villages, at least some of them, or maybe all of them, I don't know which one it was, they don't observe daylight savings time. Which got me to thinking about years ago when I went to stay at a Native American reservation. The towers kept flipping back, well, my phone kept connecting to two different towers. And each tower had two different time zones. An hour difference and stuff. Now I was thinking to myself, oh, it must be two different time zones or something. I'm like I'm like on the border of the time zones or something. But now that I heard about this, I kind of wonder if this has to do with them not observing daylight savings time, and therefore the time's set, flat. It's a flat time set. And so that's why it would bounce back and forth, and then I would get two of the same text message at the same time, but they're two different times observed, hour difference. And I was dealing with a 1G network too on the reservation. It was super slow. I mean, I assumed it was a very, very new tower. They probably got something put in there now. It's a lot better. I mean, it's been many years since I've been there. And I think it's just a U.S. thing that they observe daylight savings time. From what I was told, it was meant to be something for school children to have more daylight to go to travel to school or something like that. I'm not sure if that's true or not, because I've heard something about it being, in actuality, encouraging something about workforce stuff. Something like that. And supposedly, some people advocate getting rid of it, which I really don't know what kind of negatives there are with what do you call it? If there's any negatives having daylight savings time as opposed to getting rid of it. You know what I mean? I really don't know. Because I had daylight savings time, I mean, it's been around since what, the 50s, 60s or something like that? Something crazy? Let's see here. Was it? Let me see here, daylight savings time. I want to look at something here real quick. I'm got myself curious. Let's see here. What was the purpose of daylight savings time? Of course, there's probably going to be a bunch of different answers. Wait a minute, it started in first used in Canada in 1908, huh? Oh, Germany and Austria did that too. Oh, that's interesting. Passed in the British Commerce House, February 1908. Drafted in 1909. The United Kingdom. Benjamin Franklin, the father of DST Daily Saving Time. An ancient idea. You can go further back. What? Okay, well, what's the purpose now? This is what I'll get. They're not really telling me much. It's to make better use of daylight, huh? Okay. I guess that's just a very generic thing to say. However, without daylight savings time, sunrise that same day would be 8:35 a.m., which means morning services would not finish until 9:15 a.m. What? Sunrise. Wait. Sunrise that same day would be 8:35 a.m., which means morning services would not be finished until. This would make a challenge for religious Jews and Muslims who work 9 to 5 to attend services and get to work. What? Oh, that's interesting. So Arizona opted out. Oh, okay. So the whole state of Arizona opted out, not just the Native American place I was at, which was in Arizona. So the whole state was. So it might have been a different time zone. Another state that was observing daylight savings time. Okay, I must have been the edge of Arizona or something. I don't know. So, no, that's not right. That can't be right. Because, like, here's the thing. Like, if the hours are changed and stuff like that, well, why would the Jews have to be, and the Muslims have to be like, oh, well, it's got to be daylight early. We gotta have daylight savings time in order to, like, go to church and stuff. No, you don't. No, you don't. Unless there's something within the religion where it's like, oh, it has to be daylight. Like, full-blown daylight. And it has to be this time. Because it's not really explaining me with that article. So I'm assuming maybe it has to be full-blown daylight for them to go out to observe, but also they have to do it within a certain time. Again, like, this is a totally different explanation to what I've been told and what I've heard. It's just, are these just convenient excuses made by different people? Be like, oh wow, I can't have it. I can't have this taken away from me, otherwise, you know, this happens, you know. I feel like this is just individual opinions. Because it's not providing any substance. It's not saying anything about, like, oh, well, the Quran says, or the, what the hell was the thing? The Torah? It is called the Torah. Like, it doesn't say in the article, if it doesn't cite anything. It's another, well, it's not even an article, it's like just a blog. It doesn't cite anything of backing up those claims either. Pretty little bow. I want to see something here. Yeah, like, there's no source. It's like, dude, just trust me. Somebody made a kind called Iron Set. What is Iron Set? Users question, what the hell is this website? Someone used some kind of a Wix page? HGH frag? What is this? Defective HGH frag? What the hell is potassium orotate and bodybuilding? It's a bodybuilding website. These meatheads are trying to explain to me how daily savings times work without sources. Why is this listed as the top results here? See what Wikipedia says. I'm only going to take Wikipedia as a grain of salt here because it gets edited. I have one here about some politician was an avid golfer who disliked cutting short his round at desk. Oh yeah, the time. Okay, well. Opportunities the pursuit of health and happiness among the millions of people who live in this country. It's just a bunch of jargon. This happened, or this happened, Germany, this happened over here, this happened after World War I and World War II. Sports Goods Manufacturers Association and the National Association of Convenience Stores successfully lobbied the 2007 extension to U.S. daylight savings time. What the hell? There's all these countries. I didn't realize all these countries are having a bunch of issues with this. Computing permanent daylight savings time. Perceived problems with permanent daylight savings time. Creates the illusion of the sun rising and setting 1 hour later on the clock, but it does not add any additional daylight. The already later sunrise times under standard time are pushed an hour later on the clock with daylight savings time. Late sunrise can become unpopular in the winter months, which essentially forces workers and school children to begin the day in darkness. Well, that's funny. I heard it was the opposite, someone was telling me. In 1934, following the enacting of the Emergency Daylight Savings Time Act, complaints that the children going to school in the dark. Oh, that's what it was. They did it because the complaints of the children going to school in the dark and working people community starting their day in pitch darkness during winter months. So it was in the 70s. It's about the 60s. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to keep playing this game right now. Like, I'm not going to keep diving into this. So there's lobbying involved, I guess, with companies. Must be some kind of strategy with that. I mean, here's the reality of things. Like, at least from where I'm at, the United States and stuff in general, there's less daylight, right? As you're getting closer in the winter months. Like, and I do agree there. Like, pushing the time back an hour is not going to change anything with the, how long we're going to have, how much daylight we're going to have in the day, right? Like, it's already dark now. And it's been dark for like about a couple hours or more. Now in the summertime, we would have a lot more daylight. So that hour difference doesn't really do much for me. Oh, it's gonna help with those children and stuff like that, so they don't have to walk in the dark. I really don't get it. Cause like, it's a countrywide thing, right? So like, the times are going to be different for like each of the. Let's go back to our shop here. So the times would be totally different across the U.S. because of orbits and like trajectories and all this other like astronomy stuff, which they haven't really put too much into consideration, I don't think, when they passed this stuff back in like the 60s or 70s or whenever, in the US at least.
Feels like I'm walking on
This is gonna help the children so they can see where they're going in the dark. Yeah. I think that's the least of the concerns though, because like, there was a bunch of crap that was happening in the freaking 60s and 70s. Oh yeah, we just fixed this one tiny little thing. There we go, we're done. I don't know. Question is like, we just go, like, how did we just set it up? Did we just go back to the original time before everything got set? So did we just go back forward an hour and keep it as that? Or would we keep it as what we have now that we just fold back on? I mean, I suppose there's kind of an illusion there, right? It's like, you fall back an hour, right? Like, oh yeah, fall back an hour. Daylight savings time. I get an extra hour of sleep from work. But here's the tricky thing. You may feel like as though you get an hour, more to sleep in or whatever, right? But in actuality, you got an extra hour you have to deal with staying in work and stuff. Like I'm trying to try to explain the process in here, like how this may work. Excuse me. So if it springs, oh my God, if it springs forward, right? So if it springs forward, you can assume that you have one less hour of sleep, right? But then you look at the work side. It's one less hour you have to deal with working. Aha, see? You see where I'm getting at with that? So I feel like with this, I got like 1 hour more sleep, but then the day's gonna drag on more. An extra hour or something like that. So therefore, it's an illusion. It's just an illusion. Because when you have one that you have one thing that benefits and the other one's like the opposite. One takes away time, one adds time at the end of the day or something. That eventually, what happens is it cancels each other out, man. Like, I'm trying to explain it here. It sounds a little far-fetched, but hear me out. So, say I get up 8 in the morning, right? Every morning I gotta get ready for work. It'd be 9 o'clock. Now, daylight saving comes around. Now that hour, it goes back. So it's like it'd be 7 a.m. Of course, my alarm gets up and I sleep in an hour. Okay, so I get an hour's sleep. Woohoo, right? Thank God for this card, by the way. So I got an hour's sleep, right? They're like, oh yay, hour extra sleep. And so I get up and go to work or whatever. Now, I guess you could say concurrently, you can gain like an hour of sleep a day because it's taken away from you, I suppose. Ooh, that's really good. Like I'm trying to like process it, but then it's like, but at the same time, I don't know, like I had something damaged. It takes it away from you because at the end of the day, because it's darker. Let's see. Is it darker? No, it wouldn't be darker, would it? Because if it goes back an hour. I had it, darn it. Okay, so like your perception. Okay, how about this? Your perception is. Oh, I got more. I got an extra hour to deal with. Right? But then when you're walking, damn it! Why is this so hard to kind of explain this? Maybe because it's like a paradox. That's probably why. Okay, so how am I going to explain this? So I was just talking about you get an extra hour of sleep, right? Okay. Cool. Get an extra hour of sleep. So you sleep in an extra hour. Yippee, right? And then your body kind of, okay, so then your body kind of accustoms to it. You're accustomed to it after a little bit of time adjusting the difference. And then you kind of get back to square one. Like you kind of build up this, I guess, say tolerance of your sleep so much to where it's like, it doesn't feel as effective as what it was. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I was getting at with that. Now, how about saying the flip side though, too? Like, okay, so you're sleeping in. And you know, daylight's, you spring the clock forward and stuff. Well, then that means you have less hours of sleep, right? 1 hour less of sleep. Now, you could also bounce back just like with this other thing where it's like, you get an extra hour of sleep, but then pretty soon, you're so used to it that it doesn't really make much of a difference. Okay, so, I feel like this is like some kind of a math problem here. Something that's beyond my comprehension. I do feel like too, and it might be something perceptive. I think this is what I'm trying to get at before, and I'm getting confused. I think there's also kind of this perception that it feels like time is going a lot slower than it should be too, especially when you have the hour being taken away from you through that. I can't get over that Dane like blog post on a freaking exercise website where it didn't source anything. All it's because so the Jews and the Muslims can like observe their religion and their church stuff before at a certain time when it's daylight. Like it doesn't it doesn't explain anything. It's like, oh yeah, it'd be daylight time. Yeah, sooner. So therefore, they observe like church or something. Like, is church supposed to be open on these two different religions when it's fully sunny out or something? Is that what they're trying to get at? And if that's so, can you just provide a source, bro? I want to see something here. What is this? I gotta look into this now. Kind of irking me. Let's see. Jewish church service tradition times. Maybe. Shabbat. Many Jewish communities hold Shabbat services on both Friday night and Saturday morning, and sometimes also Friday afternoon and on Saturday afternoon and evening. Each congregation is autonomous, although they are linked by their denominational affiliation. Basically, depending on what sect they are and what group they're in. Oh, it says morning. This is like a Jewish website here. And that's going very specific. Holy God. Sitting, standing, bending, bowing. Okay. It's saying morning, middle, afternoon. How about Muslim? Okay, let's see here. Mosques are especially active on Fridays for the congregational noon prayer and during Ramadan for the nightly prayers. Yeah. Well, wasn't there a thing about morning stuff that they do? Maybe it's on Ramadan. I don't know. Let's see. Muslims are encouraged to go to the mosque on Fridays at midday. Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe some different sects go in the mornings. But like that one thing was like not even telling me anything about like, oh hello, sources. Is like, dude, trust me. Oh yeah, because the Jews and the Muslims can go and do their thing. And we didn't put any sources on there. But that was it. That was the only thing that they put down there why we had daylight savings time. It doesn't talk to you about the 70s thing or anything from the Wikipedia. And if you want to look at it yourself, the website I found this on, I'm gonna just like user questions. I guess like users asking questions, and then like a guy named who the hell is Andrew? It's just Andrew. I click on the name and it redirects me back to the home page. May 15th is published. Iron-set.com. So if you want to look at that, their explanation and a bunch of other stuff of what they think is going on. There you go. But I think their opinion is wrong. If that was the only thing, honestly, if that was the only thing that is like holding this whole thing together, like there would have been such huge revisions and like, you know, change the daylight savings time to, you know, something else. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's because like nobody likes those religions or anything like that, but like, there's just no way, because it was made in the freaking 60s or 70s, and it went far back as freaking Benjamin Franklin. Like, come on. You know, it kind of reminds me of. I remember a couple of times I went to this place called GNC, which GNC is this. I don't know if this is just a U.S. thing, but GNC is this. Supplement, well, it's a, not a supplement, it's a It's a place that sells supplements and other stuff for sports-related whatevers. But anyways, going to the point here, there was a guy I talked to, and I was trying to talk to him about, this and this being in the vitamins and stuff, and it's not good for you, or whatever. Especially the creatine stuff. Too much creatine can be really bad, especially your kidneys. And there was something about I'm not saying all the people. There seemed something about, like, at least one of these people I've talked to, or more of them. They have this jock kind of thing going on, like this. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Oh man, it's really good benefits. Like, it's kind of like if a jock is trying to be a salesperson, working over the counter or whatever. That's why I kind of describe it. And I'm not trying to insult jocks or anything. It's just there's this ditziness of this person I was talking with, and it was just like, oh yeah, it works. I take this stuff, and I'm like, I bet you do take the stuff, probably. You probably do. But you don't like too muscular. Of course, that place closed down, the location I went to. I think COVID has something to do with it, unfortunately. I mean, the problem with that place was, too, the company itself, they don't sell high-quality supplements. They put, like, fillers and stuff in there, too, so, like, it's not some, oh, this stuff's going to really do stuff for you. Not so much. It might, but either not as well or not at all. Kind of varies on what you get. So, I mean, I guess the same thing could be true too, saying about organics. It's like, oh, just because it's organic doesn't mean, like, it's not totally good for you. That's true. That is true. Because they pay to get a certification, and they take an oath and stuff. And there's always liars. Not always liars. There's some liars out there that'll do that. I guess it's similar too with, like, the cage stuff, caged eggs, caged hens, being free roam, but they're not free roam. Well, the government standards are free roam. You have very little bit of outdoor space for them to run around. Very little. Doesn't matter, like, how big the space is or anything. Very little. So, holy crap. So I feel like with this blog, it kind of reminds me of the couple of people I've seen at GNC was trying to sell me something that isn't good for me. And weren't listening for a reason. Because they didn't have a clue what I was saying about, like, food coloring, artificial food colorings and preservatives, and I was, like, talking in circles with them. This room's, like, cursed, by the way. Okay. I never seen a room like this before. Peep with these guys. We need to get some more health. We need to preserve our eternal heart too. Why make you small? Oh, that's whatever. Okay. Yeah, like, I could probably write a freaking research paper, persuasive research paper about how I feel about one issue or the other issue when it comes to daylight savings time. Because like I would have to do a lot of research to just figure out what are the issues, you know what I mean? And like, which one impacts me the most of what side I would be on. Because right now, like, I'm not seeing much of anything, because I didn't really dive into it too much, of whether this is good or whether this is bad. I'm kind of neutral, you know what I mean? With this, I didn't even really talk about it much when I was growing up in school either. I think about it. You think they teach you that kind of stuff in school? Well, then again, I took a class voluntarily in high school, Cold War. That was something I never learned, like at all, until I got in that class. Of course, they skipped a lot of crap. You know, Chernobyl. It's a huge one because it was during the Soviet Union stuff. Why is it important with Cold War? It was because the Soviets were on the brink of collapse at the time. They were just a mere few years before it happened. And it tarnished even, you know, further in their reputation and whatever else is attached to it. That's why. Of course, my teacher was like skimming, like the closer we got to the relevancy of modern day, the more she skimmed through a lot of stuff. Like she skipped a bunch of stuff. I want to give you some very minor highlights. I get it. There's like a lack of time to like give you that kind of material. Could have talked about the cults too, because that's kind of the American culture and stuff. And that was like, I mean, we obviously talked about Vietnam, Korean War, and stuff like that. Obviously, that was something. We did talk about the Bolsheviks, and so that one was interesting. I like that kind of a section because we had to kind of talk about how the Soviets kind of, you know, progressed in society. And talking about how, like, was it Stalin or Lenin? One of the two. They had one previous leader that was featured in a propaganda film. And when the famous leader came to power, it was either Lenin or Stalin, one of the two. They edited the film to where they don't show the leader; they have someone standing in front of the screen. It's one of the earliest forms of video censorship stuff. I wonder how this works. I think it goes straight line, right? Nope. But it gives us range. It's huge. Oh, okay. Yeah, we talk about the different parties and then like how some of these politicians are mysteriously getting killed left and right and all that other stuff. Hold on to this for like, this will pick me up if we die. I mean, hell, China had all these different skirmishes and stuff too, but we never talked about that. I mean, I guess that technically they wasn't in the Soviet Union, but they were part of the Cold War in some way. Because they're allies with Russia. Range down.
Feels like I'm walking on
Health down. Lockdown. Wow, that's just cruel. Alright, I guess we just go. I don't think our range has been impacted too badly. We're going the dark road too, huh? Okay. So yeah, daylight savings time. I mean, I felt like a bit of like a time traveler at first when I looked at my phone this morning, and I saw it right when it hit 2 o'clock. Well, I noticed it was going to get close to 2 o'clock or whatever, and then when I looked at my phone again, it went back to like early 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I'm a time traveler. I traveled back in time an hour. Now my phone automatically reset it with that. I do admit though, it will throw me off a little bit at times. Thinking about it earlier, it's like, oh, it's 11 o'clock. But it was actually in the afternoon. It would have been 12 something stuff. That was about it. I mean, like, didn't help me or hurt me. Also, I picked up this thing. I think I cursed myself. Something's making these tears kind of just whiz around. Maybe, or maybe it's just more of a straight shot to them. Oh, we missed boss rush, so I bet I missed a bunch of points there. I imagine this run's going to have a lot of high scores. Oh, I see. It's being directed by that beam there. See? Like I'm moving around or something. Oh yeah, the energy. That's fantastic. Speed down. Probably not. Oh god. Yeah. I think when I was in school, I was kind of bummed out with daylight savings time a little bit because it's like, well, the other one, not daylight savings time, but we bring our clocks forward. I get bummed out with that because it's like, oh wow, I'm gonna have less hours of sleep. I gotta get up earlier than usual for school. Sucks. So I guess there was that negative I had about it when I was a kid. Oh yeah, the kids, they don't have to walk in the dark and all that. We're just gonna make them get up earlier than usual when we swing the clocks back forward and screw up their eternal cycle. Oh no. I don't know what this lobbying thing was back in '07. Like, that's news to me. That's a freaking aeons ago. Another blast assist, huh? Range upgrade, you know what? Well, it's a slight range, I guess. That's fine, and we get an extra couple hits. That cursed penny thing, I don't know. I'll teleport each time I take a penny, or a chance to take a penny, not a chance to teleport each penny I take. Kind of tired tonight, that's why I'm kind of fumbling here. Started going to the gym a few days ago. I know I talked about in other videos, it's like, well, I adapted enough to where I don't have to do that. But the thing is, It's getting colder out. Of course, today was actually much warmer. But the second thing was, are those like permanent bone hearts? Oh yeah, we could fly. Okay. What? What? And I'm doing it in the more lines of like the hit training stuff because there's so much like sidewalks and crossing streets and stuff. I can't like do it so easily. Plus, I'm not hitting the pavement as hard too. So there's that. You know, when I'm landing my feet down. Can't stand it no more. Oh, I thought it was the boss room. I was getting prepared to fight the boss, but no. I went the wrong way. Oh, this room's mighty interesting. Okay. Only to be a dead end. Tough luck, buckaroo. Oh, I got 2 incubuses. All right, fine. Wonder where my other shots were coming from. I know I'm gonna have to get up tomorrow early. So, there's that. Well, the benefit of having daylight savings time is you have an extra hour playing video games. It doesn't feel like much of a difference. It really doesn't. It does if you believe in yourself. Oh, we missed Hush too, whatever. I don't care about about some stinking score. 4 times the power. I can't get over there. Oh, okay, yeah. So we're a little safer. I say a little bit, because now it's like we were 1 hit. Well, we're not 1 hit from death. We got 2 hits because of the wafer. Thank God. But we don't have to worry about splashback so much. Hopefully we can feign some fires. Give us some soul hearts. Look at the La Luna. Look at a little ghosty friend. Yeah. I mean, I can't really. Oh. You know what? I think at this point, we'll take this with us. 1 second here. Not only thirsty because I ran, thirsty because I had a big salty pizza earlier too. Oh, okay. Now, the only thing that's gonna throw this off here is if he takes damage, he dies for the rest of the floor. Buys 1 extra little dude. Okay, well, I say we go exploring. Oh. Well, I shouldn't have just... Oh, let's go exploring. Get freaking hit. Alright. Wow, this is The whole fun time. We got here, range down. Won't really do much for me. I need to find soul hearts. Usually these bigger rooms has got them. Back up. Why? Because usually they have fires. Fire. Come on, Hierophant. Hermit card. Fine. Oh, hello. Blank ruin, huh? Where the hell are my soul hearts? I suppose we can, like, teleport out with this. Soul heart, out of here. Clutch. Now, let's see here. I say we take this. Because it gives us a chance. We have to take this with us. But the other thing's going to give us a chance of, yeah, bounce our tears. But then, I don't know. They're going to kill me? Probably not. That was close. Or it's a small chance for a soul heart there. Nothing, okay. Wow. Shoot. Probably not. Alright. I suppose we could take that box with us, but I was hoping to get a health generation out of it. Oh my god. Don't be the death of me right now. Alright. I mean, we're gonna have to take the thing with us. Well, it's like one of these I'll die, but then I'll come back as the soul with the soul of Lazarus, so I don't want to just let that go to waste. That was close. Red hearts, huh? I mean, we're doing a lot of damage here. Oh, fun. Where is my... All right. I want out of here. Alive. Spoonbender, okay. Oh, I hate that. Come on, you gotta give me a soul heart for goodness sake. this room isn't too bad. Thank you. Just keep generating more if we can. Of course, we're going to all these different rooms and we're like taking so much risk. We do have some power on our side. Okay. Alrighty. There's so much money that I can't even, I couldn't even find much use for at all. Okay, we'll save that charge. I almost picked it up. Alright, another soul heart, here we go. Now we're starting to build a little something here. Another one, yeah, keep it going. Alright, that was silly of me there. Another soul heart, here we go. Redeemed. Oh, I almost picked that up, that would have been bad. Bard, yeah. That's 2 hearts. Oh, baby. Out of the jaws of death, baby. Alright, this. I'm very thankful I got a Spoonbender here. Oh, 48-hour energy. Alright, we'll come back for that after we use it. Use the thing here. Another one. There we go. Another one. Another one. Another one. Temperance. Does this give me an item? No, it did not. I think it used to do that pre-repentance on the chest. Maybe it's just a chance, or maybe it doesn't work anymore. I don't know. What we got here? Magician. Not against it. Might as well pop it here. Alrighty. Whoosh, let's see. Nah, it won't really do much for us with the brimstone stuff. I'm glad I took that crystal ball. So I was thinking to myself, I need some help. Glad I found it. Alright. We found a little magic mush, maybe. Probably don't need it.
Feels like I'm walking on sunshine.
Okay. I guess we're ready to go. You know what? Yeah. Gives us 1 extra heart doing that, I think. Got these homing shot tears and brimstone and ipecac. I feel like I'm doing quite a bit, but with Mega Satan, it feels like very little. I'm not doing it fast enough. I think we're doing okay, though. And we've been doing this for probably about an hour right now, looks like. Video's gonna be a little shorter because I I didn't start recording it till like the second floor. Yeah, I gotta like finish eating tonight. And then I gotta like get ready for bed. I'm gonna try to go to bed early. And I keep saying that, but I need to do it. So there's gonna be one Isaac video and only one Isaac video tonight. And I'm uploading and recording and stuff. Because I was gonna do something with a mob, then I'm like, I better not. Alright. I mean, this is in the bag. Now, if I pop the Soul of Lazarus, that would kill me. Because I'm going to have like half a heart left. It's only meant that if I get hit, I turn into Lazarus. I think I turn into Lazarus. No, I don't turn into Lazarus, I just turn back to my old form. But then I have a half a heart left, but I don't die. Practically, I should just be called it death because at that point I have half a heart left and not much to like back me up in this fight. The Tiny Toma thing is like getting eaten up too. Alright, we did it. Victory! Victory! 331st place, really? Huh, maybe people did get the boss rush, but probably not as many of them. But I'm kind of surprised. We must have been very lucky to get that far. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.